This is Arts Alive. I'm Linda Philippi. My guests today are Phoebe Newman and Mike Santone. They are here to talk about the project One Poem a Day Won't Kill You. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Can't hardly wait to hear about the origin of that phrase.
Yeah.
Mike, you want to go ahead and start?
Well, Elizabeth and I did the filming for One Poem a Day Won't Kill You. Mm-hmm. And we started that because the idea comes from Phoebe Newman.
Okay.
Phoebe came to us, so maybe we met 4 or 5 years ago, and Phoebe said, I'd like to do this project. And we said, well, maybe. And this last year we said, okay, fine. Mm-hmm. And because it was so unique, we thought it was great. And so I'd like Phoebe to talk about how she came to have the idea and how it worked, how it developed.
Okay, great.
Here we go. My husband and I had just moved to Ketchikan, Alaska from New Mexico.
Okay.
I had just gotten my MFA in poetry. And I was really writing a lot, sending stuff out, winning prizes, getting published, da-da-da-da-da-da. And one day, everything sort of shut down. And I thought, oh, no, here we go. And I remembered hearing that if I read poetry, I would be able to write more easily.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, get it together, Newman. One poem a day won't kill you. Oh. That's where it came from.
Okay, got it. Okay, that makes sense.
So we had a wonderful FM station in Ketchikan that was an affiliate of NPR and Alaska Public Radio Network, and we had everything to go, no TV. So I didn't know the country too well, and I dressed up and went down to talk to the editor, producer, owner of the station, whatever he was up in the big stuff, you know. And I thought, okay, I'll dress up, I'll look really nice. And I walked in, and the place smelled like dead fish.
Oh.
And I thought, oh my God, it's me, it's my raincoat, oh my God, what is it? And I heard this woman's voice say, it's not you. And then what happened, it was a low tide, and all the fish come up under the buildings, and then the tide goes out and the fish stay. So that was my introduction to public radio in Alaska. And I went to the owner, whatever he was, and explained the idea, and he said, sure, you know, do it. And I did some little spots and put them on the radio, and I was only asking for 29 people to come in and each read a favorite poem. And I had something like 65 respondents.
Oh, cool.
The first year.
Wow.
So we were working from reel to reel, you know, to do, and people came in, and I was just knocked out by the choices. I mean, some of them were famous poems, some of them were just, whoa, way mysterious. Some of them were their own, their grandmothers. We had fishermen and loggers and politicians and school kids, and it was marvelous. So it was a hit the first season. And we went on for 10 years while I was there. Wow. Every April. And we had a feature on Alaska Public Radio. Then we had one on NPR with Corva Coleman. And then we had one with a friend of mine at BBC London. And so I started getting letters from all over the place. You know, how do you do it? How do you do it? So, you know, after about the third year, there were people producing the same show all over the United States, all over London, BBC
Oh,
territory.
that's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was really fun.
Yeah. So then how did you decide to do it here?
No radio.
Oh, I see. Not anymore.
Anymore. And I met Mike and Liz.
Yeah.
They came and photographed a reading I did at the Senior Center last fall, I think. And so we started talking, and that's the way it came to be.
Okay.
And from the video part, we didn't want to do it necessarily as a straight studio show, where, like with the radio, where you come in, because it's a visual medium, and so we went around to interviewed people reading their favorite poems in different venues.
Okay.
Like, for example, yours. We did here in front of a green screen.
No, we did it in front of the Statue of Liberty, didn't we?
Oh,
Statue of Liberty, that's right. We went all the way to New York.
Ellis Island, yeah.
But anyway, we had the same kind of response. We interviewed people in gardens and living rooms, kitchens, downtown McMinnville, in front of the Ben Franklin.
Okay. Okay.
You know, all over the place, different people, different walks of life. We interviewed some children. One little girl read William Blake.
Really? Wow.
She's 6 years old. She did a great job. And actually the two children, they read one together, where one of them read half the poem, the other one read the other half.
Oh, okay.
So we got a great response from a wide variety of people, and we have more people reading than 30 days. We filmed more. The only reason that we couldn't get everybody in is because of broadcasting on TV. I'm a little sensitive about permissions.
Oh, right, of course.
And we're also posting them on YouTube, except for one permission we got only to show on local community TV one time.
Okay.
And we got no further.
Grinch.
Okay.
Grinch.
One off.
One off, that's it.
Okay.
But everybody else gave us permission, and
Right.
so we're going to be posting them on
Oh, I
YouTube
think it's
as well.
wonderful.
And I'm still waiting for 2 or 3, actually.
Yeah. Well, the permissions is its own nightmare.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Its own nightmare.
Sure.
But this project has just been, I mean, we're already into next year.
Good.
And the filming part is, and the editing part, well, in fact, we got music. We put music in the beginning and music at the end. And that music is local. It was by one of the readers who also plays dulcimer,
Oh, how neat.
Larry Haller.
Okay.
And he read a poem, a wonderful poem, written by Phoebe.
Okay.
So we tried to keep as much as we could local, and have a real variety of people. We haven't gotten too many people from. We interviewed somebody from Dundee, but we really haven't gotten too much from around the county. But next year, I'm sure we'll do
Okay,
that.
so people can see these poems, hear these poems.
7 o'clock each night on this channel.
Okay.
7 p.m. April 1st, all the way through.
Okay.
Each night, you can tune in and get. And the poems, we had a 3-minute limit, about 3 minutes, but most of them are shorter than that, a minute and a half, 2 minutes. There are a couple, 3 that are 3 minutes, but most of them are just
Shorties.
short ones.
Yeah.
And they have an introduction hosted by Phoebe.
Okay.
And
Each one.
Each one.
Wow. Okay. Great.
And then they read their poem and stuff. So.
You know, it makes me think a little bit of Garrison Keillor's, the Writer's Almanac. How he says a little bit about this date, somebody was born, and then reads a poem written by somebody else. Right. And I always love that. I think it's on at 10 o'clock at night or something. It's like your little bedtime story. I think it's neat.
It was on in the afternoon in Alaska.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you don't get the bedtime story,
Yeah.
but you get the full effect.
Yeah.
A nice lunch.
Well, that's a wonderful idea. So you've been living here how long?
About 7 years.
And still
Almost used to it.
And still doing poetry? Okay.
Yeah.
And have you published poetry since you've been here? Okay.
Yeah, I did a new and collected book last fall. And I have my favorite of my books is called Sugar. And I have that at the bookstore and around.
Oh,
and
great.
What's that thing you call up? You do on the computer?
Amazon.
Amazon, yeah.
But we like to support the local bookstore.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Absolutely.
Me too. They've been great.
Yeah.
And, I mean, my thing with this show has been, everyone has been absolutely surprising. The variety, the affection people that you would never expect to have even read a poem have for these favorite poems. And they're not things that you would think of, that they would relate to, but they're just deeply affectionate. The readings show it. The children giggle sometimes and couldn't figure out words that they knew, but they got a little nervous with the
That
takes.
makes it so cute, though.
Oh yeah, and it was just heartwarming, the whole thing. I had people one woman who had lived in Alaska for 53 years, I think, and she was one of the 4 Jewish people that we knew in Ketchikan, so we had a big Seder every year.
Oh, okay.
And she read something.
Huddled together.
Yeah, huddled together, 4 people. And the mayor's daughter, you know, all the politicians in town would come in and read stuff you would never believe that they had read. And another thing was learning what a poem might mean. There was a woman who read a Shakespeare sonnet. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediment. Love is not love that alters when it alteration finds. She read it. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediment. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds. I mean, knock me out. I'd never heard it like that. So as people read these poems with their own input, it was really a learning experience.
Interesting.
So warm. And what I did, because it was radio and easy, I had 29 readers, and for the last day, I edited the first lines of every poem together to make a thing. It wasn't really a poem, but it was like gorgeous.
Yeah, sort of like a patchwork.
Yeah.
Oh, how wonderful.
We thought about trying that video. we gave it up because the visual would just do that. But
it's like one of those things on Jib Jab, you know, where they stitch things together and then they put in the weird politicians. And
But Phoebe was mentioning on the way over here that she's also going to be maybe offering some poetry classes.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
In the fall.
Where will you offer those?
At the Senior Center.
Okay.
I gave a reading there, and then I was set up to do a short course that didn't work out. This will be 6 weeks.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Wonderful.
We're going to start writing about our grandmas and go from there.
Oh, that's a great project, though.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Especially if you can get some of the Senior Center people to write about their own grandmothers.
That's who I've been talking to. Yeah. And some of them didn't know their grandmothers, so I said, well, we'll make things up. It's okay.
Yeah. You can borrow mine.
Make them up, steal, whatever. You know, just we'll write.
Give yourself the grandmother that you wish you would have had. Well, this is a really wonderful project that you're doing. I'm so glad you decided to do that.
Me too.
When Mike first called and asked about that, I said, oh, you know, I can read more than one if I need to. And he said, well, you know, I don't think that's, but I thought he meant a poem a day for a year. I thought he needed 365 poems. And
that would be one.
Well, I could bang out a few if you run short. But he's like, no, just for 1 month. I said, okay.
Just one.
But as people have come forward, we probably could do one a month or one every other week or one a week.
That's great. I think it's a fabulous idea.
Yeah. We could do that pretty easy. So, April 1st, 7 p.m., April 2nd, 7 p.m., all the way through, 7 o'clock in the evening. Tune in to the channel. The day after, I'll be posting on the YouTube.
Okay, perfect. That's great.
They're wonderful. They know all this technical stuff.
I know. Isn't it amazing? And April is National Poetry Month.
National Poetry Month.
Absolutely.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for being here today.
You bet.
I really appreciate it. And I guess I don't need to say best wishes with your project because it's already completed. Sounds like next year it's going to be even bigger and better.
I hope so.